Hi everyone, I'm Jim Pass, and today I would like to talk about The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Well, following the Zelda marathon I'm doing, right now we are in the third entry of this franchise, which is the first entry to came out to the Super Nintendo, which is a big upgrade, and the game reflects it. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was a game directed by Takashi Tezuka and produced by Shigeru Miyamoto. It was released on November 21st, 1991 on Japan and April 13, 1992 in the United States. It was developed for the Super Nintendo, which was like the new console at the time. Its development started in 1989 because the Super Nintendo was coming out. It was supposed to release at the same time as Super Mario World, but for some reasons they weren't able to. Um, Shigeru Miyamoto has said in interviews that the team felt really free to do whatever they want because of the new technology that they had. Um, One of those things was to change the way the swords work, which I will talk about that later, because they had the ability to add more animations and more things to do. It was, of course, the beginning of the idea of an open world Zelda game, but because of the limitations of time and this console itself, they couldn't do it. Miyamoto saying that they needed 150% more memory than they had at the time, which is a lot, of course. As a joke, I would like to add, Miyamoto said that the next Zelda after A Link to the Past was going to be called Super Nintendo The Adventure of Link. A clearer joke about the game before that, which was The Adventure of Link. But yeah, that's all I have for the development. It was really short. I just found like one interview, which was like concrete and with provable evidence. But yeah, if you know another place where I can learn about the development of this game, I would love to hear it. As it's been a tradition, I will now talk about the gameplay. It's fun. It's really fun. It's like the best version of the original game. It's really fun to control. It has some spin attacks, which was the thing that I wanted to add earlier. The thing that Miyamoto said about having new opportunities to do with the swordplay and all that. It's some spin attacks and some rush things that you can do, which is really fun, and it makes the gameplay more faster and strategic in some aspects. I don't use the spin attack a lot personally, but I do see its use. Graphics wise, the game is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a 16-bit art style, of course, because that was the maximum that Super Nintendo could output. But it's amazing to show this world in this way, and the way its map is configured and all that. It truly feels open, like you can go wherever you want and all that. It isn't really big, but it's big enough to be amazing and really surprising, and the art style and the graphics really complement that. Before talking about the story, I want to talk about the soundtrack, because this time the story is really big. The soundtrack is really good. It's really tranquil. You really liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it enough that I was listening on my way to school and all that when I had to do some stuff. I was listening to it and I really liked, but I do feel like it lacked something. Something wasn't there. Maybe the boss music, I didn't like that a lot. Like it wasn't the one that I listened to in my off time. But yeah, it was really good, a really good soundtrack. Better, I will say that before. So before I talk about the story, if you're liking it or if you're finding it interesting, or do you like to see the rest of my experience with all the Zelda games, please consider subscribing, give it a like, share it with friends and all that. And if you didn't like it, share it with friends and all that. Well, let's continue. So the story, I will now give a brief summary. So long ago, according to the Hylian scrolls, the mythical gods descended from heavens and created the world. There was three goddesses: the god of power, the god of wisdom, and the god of courage. I will now say, like as a side note, that we don't know the names of these goddesses, or even if they're goddesses, they're called gods in the manual. But I know that they're goddesses, so I will call them goddesses. So yeah, So these three gods created the life and earth and all that, nature, all these beautiful things, and created the whole humans and animals and all that. And before leaving, they create a golden triangle, which we now know as the Triforce. That gives origin to the Triforce, of course. A small MacGuffin thing that was really, really powerful, which gave the people the three powers of the Force of Strength, the Keeper of Knowledge, and the User of Courage, which was the people that were bestowed to have the Triforce. The Hylians, which were people that had a magic infused blood, were endowed with psychic powers and skill in wizardry. They have long pointed ears and all that, which is basically, I'm talking about Zelda and Link and all their people. And there's the saying that because of those pointed ears, they can hear special messages from gods. So yeah, they're God's chosen people, basically. Um, but of course, having a triangle golden thingy that has magic and all that will came with some disadvantages. A lot of bad people wanted that power, of course, and a lot of good people wanted to use that power of also. So there was like they kept it hidden. But one day, Ganon, the villain of this story, got the Triforce and wished for something. We don't know what he wished for, but we do know that this was really bad, and so the King of Hyrule sent out the seven wise men, which is important for this story, and the Knights of Hyrule to seal the entrance of the Golden Land, or well, the Triforce place, and to defeat Ganon. They also, and this is very important, it is said that the people of Hyrule, created this sword that could seal darkness, called the Master Sword, which is pretty interesting, and I will tell you why later, like in a later video. But that's really interesting. That's the first mention of this magic blade. So now we go to the present, and so basically, Mage is trying to like get this golden triangle or going to this golden land, and so he killed the king of Hyrule. Of At least I understood that he killed the king of Hyrule, and he's searching for Zelda. Zelda sends Link a telepathically message saying, "Hey, help me, please," and Link goes and saves her and all that, and he now has to go to this big adventure. To the place where I go, I went to this I don't remember. I think it was a descendant of one of the seven wise men, and he told me, "Hey, if you want to defeat this mage, you will need the Master Sword, and you will need to go to these three places." And so I went to these three places, and I got the things, and also they showed me this place called, like, it was like a dark realm, but at the point I didn't like know a lot about this place. But yeah, there's this dark realm, like a mirrored version of Hyrule. And yeah, I went to the Master Sword and I pulled it out, and that's where I ended my review. Yeah. So now it is important for me also to tell you about something that is really controversial about the Zelda series, the timeline. So for a lot of people, it's, it's really controversial because right now in the year 2026, it's really convoluted and confusing and all that, but it exists. Like, even in these times, it exists. The baggy box of the game has this thing that is said, "Oh, uh, leave the story of the predecessors of Link and Zelda," which is, as we know, the Zelda and Link from the NES. So it is said from this point on that it's a prequel, which is the first prequel of the story. So right now, to make everything clear for now, it's Link to the Past first. Some centuries later happens the Legend of Zelda, and some years after that, maybe like one or two, it's the Adventure of Link. We got it clear? Perfect. So now, what are my personal opinions of this game? Well, to be clear about all that, I play for 3 hours and 5 minutes, which is the most I have played a Zelda game in this whole marathon, but it's still really, really like little. I feel like I didn't scratch enough, but I liked what I scratched. It's really fun. It has some really cool mechanics. The dungeons were really great. It was really difficult at some points, but you see a guiding or something and it becomes really, really easy. And it's really fun. It's a really fun game. I really liked it a lot. I do have some problems with it. First of all, I think that the evil reality mechanic, or the thing that you can swap realities and all that, it could have been introduced a lot better. There's an old guy that mentions it briefly, but after that it's just like, oh, I found a portal and now I'm here. And it's like, it's cool, but you know, if it was shown with more epicness or dramatic intent or something, it would have been much, much better. But even then, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It didn't like affect my playthrough a lot. Of course, I have some problems with the controls because it's a Super Nintendo game. It's like maybe like 30 years, 35 years ago, which is a long time. We have seen a lot of things that have advanced in our understanding of video games. So yeah, but even then I understand it's like a cool for that time. Also, I tried to play it in like my off time, the game, because I said, well, I liked it a lot, I will play it, I will start a new playthrough, I will try to 100% it, I will have a guide and all that, I will just play it and enjoy it. And I figured out very like fast that I don't like this game to have like a second playthrough alongside it. Like, either I finish the first playthrough I'm doing, or I finish or I don't play it, because I don't find it so entertaining to play the game at this early, which is not like my preferred way to see a game. I like the games, like, I feel like a good universally amazing game is one that I can play whenever I like and start whenever I liked, and I will love it either way. Like, for example, this is just an example, of course, and I'm talking out of my ass here. Mario Odyssey, I believe that I can play it like 3 playthroughs at once, or like more. Of course, I'm talking about platformers because they're easy to get into, and of course, Zelda, it's a whole different can of worms, and I understand that. But even then, I feel that I can play the Adventure of Link right now, or the original NES, which little to no problems for me. It's more get to it. Even then, it's still an amazing game. So, in conclusion, to wrap this whole thing up, it's an amazing game. It has an amazing story. It's great. There's a good reason why it's called the greatest Zelda game of all time, which I don't agree with, but even then, I totally understand the sentiment. So, as it's been tradition, I give The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo a B+, or to be more specific, an 8.4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jen Paz, and I'll see you later.
Thank you for getting to the end. If you like this video, please give a like, subscribe, and feel free to tell us what else we should talk about down in the comments below, or leave your suggestions on the email address displayed on screen.